So this reading is certain and different purposes zone. This is going to the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine Collective for March 9th, 2026. So let's start with Divine Feminine. I feel as though Divine Feminine is letting go of some trapped emotions in the womb space right now. As she lets go of these trapped emotions, the Divine Feminine is purging a lot of limited beliefs. So as the Divine Feminine does this, she expands in consciousness, and she is seeing where she is not trusting love. These sacral chakra activations she's going through is causing her to be more heart-centered. And as she becomes more heart-centered, she is letting go of the fear-based thinking that prevents her from really trusting love. So as the Divine Feminine expands in a heart space, she is actually having realizations about where she can lean in and communicate. And what I mean by that is that where she was once reactive, the Divine Feminine is starting to see past that reactiveness and starting to see the power of presence. So the Divine Feminine is really letting go of that state of reactiveness. And as she lets go of that state of reactiveness, the Divine Feminine is really focused on like being regulating her nervous system and being in the moment. And as the Divine Feminine does that, she is letting go of that dissociation trauma that causes her to zone out, that causes her to be dysregulated. The Divine Feminine is ending that cycle of being in her head. As she becomes more in her heart space, the Divine Feminine is really letting go of what it means to be fully in the moment. She is really letting go of those limited beliefs. And as she lets go of those limited beliefs, the Divine Feminine is really, again, being in her body in a way that she hasn't before. And that's what I get for Divine Feminine. So this is what I get for Divine Masculine. I feel as though Divine Masculine is also working on being present as well. So the Divine Masculine is really focused on transmuting the dissociation trauma that causes him to space out, that causes him to not be in the moment. And as he works through this, the Divine Masculine is starting to actually see where he was not really being in the moment with the Divine Feminine, where he was being logical instead of just feeling. And I feel as though the Divine Masculine is really focused on cracking open the heart space right now. And as he opens on cracking open the heart space, the Divine Masculine is really like dropping into his body in a way that he hasn't before. And as the Divine Masculine does this, he is letting go of the false beliefs about being masculine, about the false beliefs about really himself. And as he lets go of those particular beliefs, the Divine Masculine expands in consciousness. I feel as though the Divine Masculine is really opening up his third eye right now. As his intuition heightens, he feels more connected to the divine, and he feels more connected to himself. And so he is really focused on just being present in his body. He's really focused on being in his heart. And the more the Divine Masculine lets go of those self-limiting beliefs about love, about those self-limiting beliefs about himself, the more he feels at peace and the less he feels inclined to control. And that's what I give for Divine Masculine. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I post updates about twin flames often. I will see you another time. Namaste.